Top 7 Worst Foods That Spike Your Blood Sugar Instantly. Imagine the feeling of being stuck in a cycle you can't get out of. Every day you try to make healthier choices, but there's always something sneaky, something hidden in the food you eat, that messes up your blood sugar levels and drags you down. It's frustrating. It's exhausting. And it can even be dangerous. You may not realize it, but there are foods you could be eating right now that cause your blood sugar to spike instantly, leading to crashes, mood swings, fatigue, and even long-term health issues. But don't worry. You're not alone in this. There's hope, and today we're going to break down the top 7 worst foods that spike your blood sugar, so you can stop the damage, take control, and start feeling better. First off, let's talk about white bread. We all love the smell of fresh, soft bread. It's warm, comforting, and seems like the perfect addition to any meal. But what you may not realize is that white bread is made from refined flour, which is stripped of nutrients. This means that when you eat it, your body quickly breaks it down into sugar, causing a sharp rise in your blood sugar levels. It's like a sugar bomb going off in your body. You may feel good for a short time, but soon enough, your energy crashes, and you're left feeling sluggish and irritable. It's a dangerous cycle that can mess with your metabolism, and over time, it can lead to insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, and a whole host of other issues you don't want to deal with. Next up, we have sugary drinks. It's easy to grab a soda or a sweetened coffee, thinking it'll give you a quick boost, but in reality, it's one of the worst things you can do for your blood sugar. These drinks are loaded with sugar, more than you might even realize, and when you consume them, your blood sugar spikes almost immediately. It's like throwing gasoline on a fire. The sugar rush feels great at first, but it doesn't last, and before you know it, your body is craving more. You'll experience a crash in your energy levels, and you'll likely be reaching for another sugary drink to chase that high, which leads to a dangerous, never-ending cycle. If you want to protect your health, it's time to break up with sugary drinks for good. Let's not forget about breakfast cereals. Now, I know what you're thinking, but I'm eating breakfast. It's supposed to be healthy. But many of those sugary cereals you grew up loving are packed with refined carbs and sugar, making them a blood sugar nightmare. Even cereals marketed as healthy can be full of hidden sugars that raise your blood sugar levels in the blink of an eye. These cereals are processed in a way that makes them easier to digest, but that also means they hit your bloodstream like a freight train, causing your blood sugar to spike rapidly. The result? You may feel energized for a minute, but then that familiar crash sets in, leaving you feeling tired, hungry, and irritable. Your blood sugar levels will be all over the place, making it hard to focus or feel good throughout the day. It's not worth it. Another food you should watch out for is baked goods like pastries and cakes. They may look delicious and smell irresistible, but they're often packed with refined flour, sugar, and unhealthy fats. When you eat them, your blood sugar levels shoot up, triggering a spike that's just as dangerous as the other foods we've talked about. These sugary treats are often low in fiber, which means they lack the nutrients that help slow down the absorption of sugar into your bloodstream. As a result, you get hit with that quick sugar rush followed by a sharp crash. Not only does this leave you feeling drained, but it also makes it harder for your body to regulate insulin and keep your blood sugar stable. So while that pastry might satisfy your sweet tooth for a moment, it's doing a lot of damage behind the scenes. Let's move on to another culprit, potato chips. They're crunchy, salty, and hard to resist, but when it comes to your blood sugar, they're a ticking time bomb. Potato chips are fried in unhealthy oils, which makes them high in trans fats. These fats not only raise your blood sugar, but also contribute to insulin resistance over time. Plus, most chips are loaded with refined carbs, which your body digests quickly, leading to a spike in blood sugar. Eating them is like giving your body a double whammy: unhealthy fats and refined carbs that cause your blood sugar to soar. They might be a satisfying snack in the moment, but the long-term consequences aren't worth it. It's a classic example of something that feels good at first, but leaves you paying for it later. Then there's pasta. You might think pasta is just a harmless, comforting food, right? After all, it's just noodles. But most pasta is made from refined flour, which is a major culprit when it comes to spiking your blood sugar. Like white bread, it's quickly converted into sugar by your body, sending your blood sugar levels through the roof. When you eat pasta, especially in large quantities, you may feel full for a while, but that fullness is temporary, and it won't be long before you feel hungry again. The carbs in pasta are digested so quickly that your blood sugar drops just as fast, leaving you feeling sluggish and craving more food. If you want to keep your blood sugar level steady, it's time to reconsider your pasta habit and find healthier alternatives that won't cause such a dramatic spike. Lastly, let's talk about fruit juices. Fruit is often seen as a healthy choice, but fruit juice is a whole different story. Most commercial fruit juices are loaded with added sugars and lack the fiber found in whole fruit. This makes them a sugar bomb for your bloodstream. When you drink fruit juice, your body absorbs the sugar quickly, leading to a rapid spike in blood sugar levels. While you might feel a burst of energy at first, it's short-lived, and you'll likely experience a crash shortly after. Fruit juice may seem like a healthier option compared to soda, but it's still doing your blood sugar levels more harm than good. If you want to enjoy fruit without the sugar spike, opt for whole fruit, which provides fiber and other nutrients that help stabilize your blood sugar. It's clear that the foods we eat have a direct impact on our blood sugar levels, and some of these seemingly innocent foods can do more harm than good. It's easy to fall into the trap of enjoying these foods without realizing the long-term consequences. But the good news is that you don't have to keep going down this dangerous path. You have the power to make healthier choices, to fuel your body with the right foods that won't cause your blood sugar to spike and crash. It won't be easy, and it might take some time to break old habits, but your health is worth the effort. What are the immediate signs or symptoms I should watch for that indicate my blood sugar is spiking after eating these foods? You've probably had moments where you ate something that you thought would give you energy, but instead, you ended up feeling worse. It's confusing, right? You've made a choice that seems healthy. Maybe you went for a salad or a smoothie, but shortly after, you're hit with an overwhelming wave of tiredness, irritability, and hunger. And that's when it hits you. Could your blood sugar be spiking? It's tough because, sometimes, we don't immediately notice the signs. Our bodies are so good at adapting and hiding things that it can be hard to tell when something's off. But trust me, there are signs. The question is, do you know what to look for? You've eaten something, and within a short time, you begin to feel that odd energy shift. It's a high, like an initial burst of life, but it doesn't last. The energy spike feels short-lived, and before you know it, you're crashing. You suddenly feel exhausted and drained. Your head starts to feel fuzzy. It's like you've just run a marathon, even though you've barely moved. That immediate drop in energy is one of the most common signs that your blood sugar has spiked and is now plummeting. If you've ever felt that after eating, you're not alone. It's because your body reacted to a food that quickly raised your blood sugar levels, and your insulin did its job to bring it down just as fast. But when that drop comes, you feel the consequences. It's like the air has been sucked out of you. The crash leaves you wondering if you're just tired or if your blood sugar is out of balance. And in many cases, it's the latter. But the roller coaster doesn't end there. That feeling of fatigue can quickly turn into hunger, and not just a casual craving. It's an intense, urgent need to eat. You might find yourself feeling hungry soon after eating a meal that seemed to satisfy you at first. It's frustrating, especially when you thought you were doing the right thing. You just ate, so why are you suddenly starving again? That insatiable hunger is another warning sign that your blood sugar is spiking. After a spike, your body often craves more food, especially foods that are rich in carbs or sugars. It's like your body is desperately trying to find the fuel it thinks it needs. That need for more food, even after you've just eaten, can feel maddening. And that's because your blood sugar is being knocked out of balance, and your body is reacting to try and stabilize it. Along with hunger, you might notice irritability or even mood swings. One minute, you're fine, and the next, you're snapping at someone for something small. You can't quite put your finger on it, but it's like a wave of frustration has taken over you. Blood sugar spikes don't just affect your energy, they mess with your emotions too. That's because when your blood sugar is out of balance, it triggers a response in your body that affects your mood and mental clarity. It's like your brain is in a fog, and the simplest things seem to set you off. If you're feeling unusually irritable or anxious after eating, blood sugar might be to blame. And when this keeps happening after meals, it's a huge indicator that your blood sugar is spiking and crashing in a cycle. Then there's the feeling of dizziness or lightheadedness. It's a strange sensation. You feel like you're not quite here, and it's hard to focus on anything. Sometimes it feels like the room is spinning a bit, or you just can't seem to steady yourself. That's your blood sugar fluctuating, and your body reacting to a sharp rise and fall in glucose levels. This can happen not long after eating, especially if you've eaten foods that raise your blood sugar quickly. Your body is scrambling to adjust, and you feel that unease in your head, which makes it difficult to concentrate or even stay balanced. It's not just the physical discomfort though, the emotional toll is just as real. You're left wondering what went wrong, and why you feel like you can't catch your breath or ground yourself. Another sign that your blood sugar is spiking? Unexplained fatigue or brain fog. Have you ever had one of those moments when you just can't focus? You're trying to think clearly, but everything feels hazy, like you're trying to wade through thick fog. It's incredibly frustrating, especially when you're in the middle of something important. Blood sugar spikes can do that to you. They interfere with your ability to concentrate and mess with your mental clarity. It's not just about being physically tired, it's like your brain is in a state of confusion. It's a clear indication that your blood sugar levels are fluctuating too wildly. And as soon as you feel that brain fog creep in, it's time to think about what you've been eating, because it's not just about your energy. It's about your mind too. But wait, there's more. You may have noticed a rapid heartbeat or feeling jittery or shaky. When your blood sugar spikes, it triggers your body's stress response, and one of the signs of this is an elevated heart rate. You might feel your heart pounding in your chest, and it's like your body is in fight or flight mode. Your hands could even start shaking, making you feel out of control. The sudden shakes or that weird flutter in your chest can be unnerving. It's not just about feeling tired or hungry anymore, it's about feeling physically off. This is a serious sign that your blood sugar has spiked, and it's trying to come down too quickly. As if all that isn't enough, let's talk about excessive thirst or needing to pee more frequently. After a blood sugar spike, your kidneys kick into overdrive to try and flush out the excess sugar from your system. You start to feel thirsty all the time, and you find yourself going to the bathroom more often than usual. It's like your body is trying to balance itself out, but it's struggling. Excessive thirst and urination are signs that your blood sugar is way out of whack, and it's trying to deal with the overload. You'll find yourself reaching for water, but it feels like nothing can quite quench that thirst. It's a constant battle, and it's all due to your blood sugar getting too high. Lastly, let's talk about those constant cravings for sweets or carbs. After a blood sugar spike, your body wants more, especially foods that are high in sugar or refined carbs. The cravings can feel almost impossible to ignore, even though you know you shouldn't give in. It's a cycle: eat something that spikes your blood sugar, crash, and then crave something that will spike it again. It's exhausting, and you can feel like you're on a never-ending roller coaster ride. But these cravings aren't just about wanting something sweet, they're your body's response to the instability of your blood sugar. It's trying to find balance, but it's stuck in this unhealthy cycle that you might not even realize you're fueling. All of these signs, the fatigue, hunger, irritability, dizziness, mood swings, brain fog, shakes, excessive thirst and cravings, are red flags that your blood sugar is spiking after eating. You may have been eating healthy foods, thinking you were doing the right thing, but it's important to recognize that even some of these foods can cause blood sugar to spike and crash. It's not always easy to spot, especially when the foods seem harmless or even good for you. But your body is telling you something. It's time to listen, because the more you can recognize these symptoms, the better you can manage your blood sugar and feel in control of your energy and health again. If you liked today's discussion, don't forget to like the video, and if you haven't subscribed to the channel yet, hit the subscribe button and the bell icon to stay updated with every video we release. And yes, don't forget to share your experiences and thoughts in the comments. Every comment is special to us. Your feedback helps us improve further. We'll continue to meet you in every new video on this channel, so until next time, take care.